well, today we're gonna be talking about the mathematics of bubbles, and you will see that there are many things in there. Like, I think that everybody likes bubbles here. Everybody has done some bubbles at some point, you know, and you like to look at them, and they are really beautiful, actually. And let's see. We will be doing loads of bubbles during this performance, during this show, but many of them will be flying for a long time, and we will have no problem with them, but some of them will pop. And well, that will not be a problem at any point, because that's part of the beauty of soap bubbles. If soap bubbles never popped, they would not be beautiful. Like, the fact that they pop and that they don't stay there forever is what makes them magical, you know? So we will see that there are a lot of bubbles. There are metaphorical bubbles. There are, for example, Dalinian bubbles. There are also repeated bubbles in different arts. There are also bubbles to live in them. There are enchanted bubbles, and there are also enchanting bubbles. And finally, there is also, even if you don't think there is also mathematical bubbles, yeah? So, what are mathematical bubbles? Well, mathematical bubbles are regular bubbles, but it depends on the way you look at them, right? If you look at them like the girl on the right and on the left, you will see like regular bubbles, but if you look at them your way, you will see the mathematics in them. So what is our goal today? Our goal is to acknowledge the possibilities that mathematics offer for describing, explaining, and predicting the world around us. And we will be doing this with bubbles, all right? So, let's change. Okay, who has never played with bubbles at some point? Go. Everything looks very simple, but behind these amusing figures, there is a very, very deep mathematical framework that we will try to discover, all right? So, this is a very deep thing, and although it may not look like so, and we know it because, for example, there is Joseph Antoine Ferdinand Plateau, which was a very big physician who studied bubbles very deeply. He could not see anymore at some point because he looked at the sun directly, but still he continued studying bubbles, and he developed the laws that explain how bubbles work. And there is also Charles Vernon Boyce, who did a lot of experiments with bubbles and wrote some books about them that we use them to make like the experiments that we're going to see today. Or there is also, for example, Richard Courant, who is a mathematician who wrote one of the most important books in mathematics called What is Mathematics, and he dedicated a whole section of his book to the mathematics of bubbles. So this shows that behind bubbles, there are like a lot of real mathematics there, that they are not only like something to play with, right? So let's see. Here, what do we have here? Here we have 65% of water. Yeah, this is the secret of my liquid. And we have 65% of water. We have 25% of fairy, which is the soap that I use because I had to bring it from home because I know that this soap works. You have to investigate which is your best soap to do bubbles. And then also we are using a 10% of glycerin because that makes it evaporate a lot less. Yeah? So let's begin to see what bubbles are made of. What you see here is water. Okay, let's begin only by the water. Let's imagine that each of us, we are a molecule of water. Okay, do you imagine? What are you? What are you? A molecule of water, right? Okay, then what happens with go back. What happens with molecules of water? Molecules of water attract each other, okay? So you are sitting right in the middle of everyone, you're attracted by all the other molecules of water. And if I are pulling from you from all directions, where do you go? You go nowhere, right? You stay in place. But there are some special molecules of water that are in a more special place, which is the surface. Because, for example, you are in the front line, right? So you don't have molecules of water pulling from you in this way. They are only pulling from you from that place there. So they are pulling. And where do you want to go? You want to go inside, right? You don't want to be in the surface because they are pulling you out from the surface. Then, what does that create? Well, it makes the water want to have the minimum possible surface. Okay, so that's one of the effects. The other effect is that it creates tension. Yes, what we call the surface tension. And we can see this in two ways. Like the surface tension, for example, is if I jump to the swimming pool like this, boom, what happens? I try to break the water and I can't because there are all the molecules they're pulling and it's very difficult to go through them. There's like the skin of water, we could say. Okay, and then there is this fact that they are pulling down. Then it makes the water have the minimum possible surface. So if we continue, let's see, here we have some players playing rugby, and well, when players play rugby, there's at some point that they make the melee, where they like get all together and they push inside. And what happens? If we look at that from the top, if everyone is pushing to the center, what do you see from above? You see a circle, right? Why? Well, from all figures in the world that you can imagine, like you could imagine loads of figures, right? You can imagine, for example, a triangle, which is 1 square meter, yeah? You could imagine a 1 square meter square. You could imagine a 1 square meter weird shape. You could imagine a 1 square meter circle. Well, from all the shapes in the world, the one that will have the minimum perimeter, given that surface, given that area, will be the circle. There will be no other figure with less perimeter, okay? But then, what happens if we go to 3 dimensions? Well, if we go to 3 dimensions, we could have flies, right? Flying over the space. And they are all very shy. They are very shy flies, okay? And they are pushing inside. They're pushing inside because they don't want to be in the surface because they are very shy, right? So if this happens in 3 dimensions, what is the shape that we obtain? A sphere, right? So that's why when we have drops of water, they are spherical, like these ones, because of all the possible shapes, given a certain volume, the sphere will be the one with the minimum surface. And this is something very important for today. Okay? Alright, then what else? What do we do when we are cold, for example? What do you do when you are cold? You do like this, but if you're very, very, very cold, you shiver, but then at the end, you get like this. Because like this, you verify, and you have the minimum possible surface, right? So we already knew that the minimum possible surface was the sphere. Okay, all right, here we see it. We verify. What else? There are the glues, right? That they have this semi-spherical form. That in this way they have like the minimum possible surface, and then they are not that much in contact with the cold of outside. What else? And then we have these examples that are very nice. I love them. Of things that they are not floating. Like all those things, they have more density than water, so they cannot float. What are they doing? They are holding themselves on the skin of water. Okay, so on the surface tension of water, and that way they can hold themselves on top of that. Yeah, we can see many examples here. Next, here, what do we have? Now we will put on the water, we will add the soap, okay? Here what you can see is a soap molecule, all right? The soap molecule is very special because it has a long tail, yeah? Let's go to the next one. It has a long tail, yes? And it has the head. The long tail is hydrophobic. It doesn't like water at all, okay? But the head loves water. So now, if in the front row, you're like holding each other like this, and you're the surface tension with a lot of strength, and it's difficult to go through it, and I'm a little soap molecule, and I jump on you, what will happen? I will go head first, because my head loves water. But my tail, it hates water. So it will be coming out of water. Can we see the next? Like this, you see? The molecule gets inside the water. So if we have the tension here between the two molecules and the soap gets in the middle, it breaks the skin. Yeah? Okay, let's go. So I have been explaining all of this. Do you believe me? Yeah. Well, I would not believe myself because I have only been talking. So I need a couple of volunteers. Someone wants to come out. Okay, you come. And one more person, you. Let's go. Okay, thank you very much. An applause for her. What's your name? Randur? Yes. Okay, welcome Randur. And we have... What's your name, sorry? Ayaulen? An applause for Ayaulen as well, please. Okay, now you're part of the show, okay? So when we're doing things, you have to show them to the audience and be like, oh, so passionate about it. Yeah? Okay, let's do it. You have a very difficult task. You have to put water in this glass. Water? Yeah, you go. And you have a more difficult task, which is to put water in this other glass. Yes? Okay. You can put a little bit more. Yeah? Okay, that's perfect. And now some water for her. Don't drink it. Okay, so now, the question is, what will happen if this is talc, okay? What will happen if I put talc into a glass of water? You have to show it like this so that everyone can see it. No, I do this part and you do this part. But if you're, yeah, that's perfect. So what will happen? Do you have any idea? It will stay at the surface. Why? Any idea of why? Let's see, maybe too light. We'll see. What's happening? You can tell the people. Well, it's beginning to drop a little bit, right? So that means that it is not too light. It's more dense than water, because if not, it will not go down. But at the same time, it's staying here. And that's very weird, because it's more dense than water. Where is it staying? It's staying in the skin of water, right? On the surface tension. Okay, very well. You will stay like this for the people to see. And now here, it will be a little bit different, yeah? And you show this to people, and here, I will put a little bit of soap, all right? Okay, and now I will mix it. And now I will mix it the other way, because if not, she will say that there was a tornado there or something, and that it changed everything, so. Okay. What will happen now if I put talc? It will go down. Why?
The water molecules are not, do not stick to each other.
Let's see. Can you like take the, grab it like this? You know? Let's see. I'm a little bit nervous because like with talc you never know. And let's see. Is it going down? Yeah. And here we still have. Therefore, surface tension exists. We can believe that. Okay, thank you. And thank you very much, both of you. You can go to your place. And now that we can believe in surface tension, we can keep going. Let's go to the next slide. So, this, I love it. Do you know this insect? It's Stenoscoma. It's a weird insect. It's an insect that, you see that at the bottom, he can throw something that looks a lot like a soap. Yes, it's called a surfactant. And if we had like on this side here a Stenoscoma running and being pursued by a spider, because spiders like to eat Stenoscoma, yeah? So we have the spider running here, there's the Stenoscoma escaping here, and then what will the Stenoscoma do to escape from the spider? It will throw that soap that he can throw from the tail, right in the middle. Yes? And what will happen? That the spider will go down. Let's see. So now we have the Stenoscoma walking here, running. We have the spider running here. Then he throws the soap here. And what the water makes is it goes this side to this side, this water goes to this side very fast, and the Stenoscoma goes that way, and the spider goes that way, and he's safe. And then if the spider wants to keep running, he will go inside the water because he cannot walk on the skin of water anymore because there is no skin of water. Okay, so what else? Oh, this ecological message. Be careful with the pollution by detergents. Yeah, don't throw soap to the river. Okay, don't throw soap to the river because if not, there will be loads of insects that will die because they will go down, and other effects that we could comment. Okay, let's continue. But yeah, you will say we have been talking about this force of the soap and of the water, but when you wash your hands, can you feel the strength? No, right? Can you feel it? No. Then we have to make something. I need one volunteer, one person. You wanna come? Come. Okay. So, now, what's your name? Elena? Thank you very much. An applause for Elena. Okay, Elena. Now I will give you this. It's something that's high luxury. It consists of a metal and a string, and that's it. Yeah, okay, so now, Elena, you have to grab this and dip it inside, and then you take it out and you show it to the audience. There you go. Whoa, wait. What do you think will happen? A bubble! But we will not blow it. We will just take it out. No idea? What do you think? A surface. What surface? And what shape? A circle. Yes, right, because it's the minimum perimeter. Let's see. You have to put it down. And now you take it out and you show it to the audience. What? Down. No. Oh? You wanna try? No, Elena! You have to wet your hands before. Like you have to put your hands in here and then you can play. Yeah? Do it. And then you put your hand. Yeah, do it well. And then we put this again. And now, let's see. Elena, do it again. Can you feel the force? Wow. Did you see this? And it's not a circle. Or is it a circle? Look, if we grab it like this, we can see. Oh, can I grab it for a second? Thank you. Look. What do we have here? We actually have a circle, but it's on the outside. Why? Well, because in this way, we are taking out the maximum possible surface given this perimeter. But we want to take it off, not give it to him. So we have this circle here, and if we keep playing, we could get more circles. Thank you very much, Elena. Okay, all right, let's continue. So here we have Elena feeling the force. And what else? What happens when we add the salt to the liquid? Well, it happens what we just saw, right? That if we add the salt to the liquid, we get a surface, right? And this surface could have many shapes. Okay, but what shape does it choose? It chooses, when there are no forces added, to be a plane. Why? Because it is the minimum possible surface given the limits that we are stating, right? If we give force, we can make it change. The same happens with this. If we give force, we can have different forms. But if we stop, it becomes a plane. And what happens if we close it? Let's try. Wait. If we close it, whoa. close it, we get spheres. Why? Because given the volume of air that we have, given the volume of air that we have inside here, what is the minimum surface that contains this volume of air? The sphere, right? And here we have a drop that's gonna fall, and that's gonna make the wall of the bubble be very, very small. Let's continue. So when we add soap to liquid, surface tension is reduced. All right, we saw that, but it is not eliminated. Eliminated, right? We saw the lamin, but it maintains the tendency to make minimal surfaces. Okay, it will try to make the minimum surface. So if we made a graph like this one, we could. This is a false graph. Okay, we could make an axis showing the surface tension and another one showing the different configurations, and it will go to the arrows. Why? Because it will go to the places where there is minimal surface tension. But it will not know the minimum, the absolute minimum, the global minimum. It will know the local minimum. Yeah? So we will go, because the soap doesn't know everything, so it goes to the local minimum and it keeps changing. If we add energy, we will see that later, yes, with a very good example. If we add energy, we can make it jump from arrow to arrow until it finds the global minimum. Okay? Okay, let's continue. That's why bubbles are spherical. Yeah. And what is a bubble? So a bubble is what you're seeing here. So bubbles have air inside. Yeah, they are like a little prison of air, and it has all the soap molecules and the water on the wall. Yeah. So there is a wall that on the outside has soap molecules. On the inside it has water, and then another time on the inside it has more soap molecules. Yeah, and these bubbles, the width of the wall is less than 1,000th part of a millimeter, which is something very important. This is one of the most of the thinnest things you will ever see in your life. Okay, and it is so thin that it is about the wavelength of light, and this will produce many things that we will see now. Yes, so now we can turn off the lights. Let's turn off the lights. Now you have to. And now, this is a very beautiful moment. I love it. Because now you have to observe very, very closely the colors that will appear on the bubble. Okay? So we have to show the camera there.
Я знаю.
And meanwhile, you can begin to see how the colors form on the wall.
Можно вас?
Now we will see it on the big screen.
Можно вас?
But you can see how it makes like a
Да, у меня здесь вот это, короче, все накрылось.
right? And with the bubbles, it's kind of the same, more or less. So, and later we will see it with real bubbles. So let's continue. Back to bubbles. Let's continue. Well, they are ephemeral, charming and subjective little worlds. They are a universe at the tip of our fingers. And also, yeah, go on. Next slide. They have been used to design buildings, like these buildings that we are showing here. Yes, they used the properties of bubbles. Like there, they are trying to make the minimum surface given some conditions. Yes, next slide. But now we will see that these bubbles do actually hide a lot of mathematics. Yes, and we will begin to see that. Next slide. And we will see that mathematics can be very exciting. So, next slide, and now we will turn this camera on, and we will begin to investigate. So, but we can turn on the lights. Yes, perfect. Yeah? Do you see me well? Yes? Okay, so we have this. You see it? It's a triangle. Yes, 3 vertices, 2 walls. Any hypothesis? Any conjecture? Yes, yes. Like a triangle. Yes. Okay. Does anyone have another conjecture? Do you have an idea? No? There will be 3 bubbles. Okay, 3 bubbles, a triangle. The walls will give bubbles. Do you want to see it? Okay, okay. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, yo, yo. It's not that. What did it create? Look, this shape is a very important shape. This is the path that makes minimum, like the minimum path to connect all 3 vertices. All right? If you want to connect all 3 vertices in the path that makes it minimum, 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 you get this. And this point here has a special name. This point here is the Fermat point. Okay? Do you like the Fermat point? It's quite good, right? But then we have a special thing, which is a 120 degreemeter. Yes, it's also like a very difficult tool to build. And we will see what happens. Do you see that? We have 120 degrees. How many? We need this number. How many? 120, right? And here, let's see. How many do we have here? 120, right? And here. How many degrees? 120, right? This is very important. And it's always there. Like the last one, we already knew it because it's 120 divided by 3. 360 divided by 3 is 120. Okay? All right. Then now I need 4 volunteers. 4 people, 4 people. Okay, we have 1 person here, 1 person there, another there, and you. Okay, come here. And now I will explain you a little story. So, look. You? Okay, now that's not your name anymore. You are Rome. Roma, yes, in Italy. Okay, you can come here, please. Don't know if you knew it, but Rome is here. Yes, this is Rome. Yeah, and then, what's your name? Mansour. Mansour, you're not Mansour anymore. Now you are Paris. Yes, Paris. Okay, Paris to AC. Yes? And then we have, what's your name? Aaron. No. You're not Aaron. You are Barcelona. Yes? Okay, welcome to Barcelona. And now here we have Barcelona. I've chosen Barcelona because I'm from Barcelona. Okay, so you can be here. I think Rome is actually like here. Yes? And what happened? Now I will explain a little story. That there were these 3 cities, and they wanted to build like a center, like to connect all these 3 cities because they were very related and they loved each other, yes? And they wanted to construct like the center. And where did they put it? Well, they didn't know where to put it, but it results that the person who had to put the center was very friends with Barcelona. So they put it very near to Barcelona, yes? And you will have to wait a little bit. And what happened? That they created the line that went from, who are you? No, you're Paris. Okay, they created the line that went from Paris to the center, right? And then they created the line that went, then the person from Roma was a little bit more intelligent than the person from Paris.
And she said, I want a way to go to the center and a way to go back from the center. Yes, and you were like, oh no, I don't have a way to go back. But don't worry, we have a way of going back from Roma. And after that, we have a way of going to Barcelona and a way to come back from Barcelona. And finally, there is this way, like this, to go to Paris and coming back from Paris. Okay, you don't have to move because you're a city. Okay, you have to put it like this, a little bit. Like this. Okay, and now, finally, we have you, who you actually are the Ministry of Money, yes, and you said, oh, no, this is very expensive, yes, and you said, let's pull the money from here and let's make it as cheap as possible. So you begin to, you have to grab these two strings, grab them, and, well, and you have to begin to pull from them. But now, very important, you are a city, you cannot move. You are a city, you cannot move. So grab this very strong, grab that very strong, Vale, and you are a city, so you have to grab this very strong. Yes, strong, yes, but don't move. And then we have you, and you can move because you're only a point. Yes, you're a center. So now you can begin, let's begin to pull. Yes, pull, and you can stop. You leave it. And let's pull. No, you stop. Okay, and now, yes. Can you move it? No, you go back. You're a city. The city doesn't move. You know, have you ever seen Astana moving around? No, right? Then cities don't move. So let's pull. Yes? And now, when we cannot pull anymore, tell me one thing. What angle do you see here? 120! And what angle do you see here? And here? 120 everywhere, and here we have the Fermat point. So we got the minimum possible distance. Did you like it? Wow. This is amazing because for most of you, I'm sure it's the first time in your life that you're uploading a Fermat point, right? Okay, thank you very much. You can go to your places, and I can keep these, the cities. Now the cities can move, don't worry. So, next experiment, the square. What will happen with the square? Now we have more ideas. Should we try it? Let's try it. Across. Why across? Across. Because it's the minimum distance, right? Let's do it. Oh no. But wait a second. 0.5 for 2.5 centimeters. The soap has been more clever than us all. What do you think? The soap is incredible. Yes, 19.5 versus 22. The soap, the 120 degrees. Okay, all right. So now it's the moment for this figure. This figure, the hexagon. We have a problem. This angle here is already 120. What will happen? Should we try? Oh my God, I'm so... Let's see what happens this time. What do you think will happen? An hexagon, a cross, a star. Okay, what else? Almost an hexagon, because if it had been an hexagon, it would have one more side, and that would be more than if it doesn't have it. But let's add it, because an hexagon is a very beautiful figure, and then, as I like it, I will put it. Do you agree? Okay. So here we have our little hexagon. Oh. Okay, okay. But now comes the big moment. Oh no. Get out of here. Okay, let's keep it there. What do you think if instead of putting air, we take out the air? What will happen if I take out air from this bubble? Let's see. Look, we obtain another hexagon. Why? Well, because the side of the hexagon is equally long as the radius of the hexagon. So, let's pop that. It's equally long as the radius of the hexagon. And therefore, let's see, we have that the hexagon inside and the sticks measure the same as the original hexagon. And now if we finish taking air, okay, well, we can go back to the original figure. All right, and then, all ready to finish, I think you cannot go home without seeing a beautiful square, cubical. Here we have a square, and this is what we commented of what happens if we add energy. Well, this is a minimum surface through all of these sides, all right? But this is not the only one. There is also one looking that way, and there is one looking at you. And now, if we put this back here, and we put it a second time, thank you.